Hello, and welcome to another episode of the
Latin
Latin
Voices.
Voices. Hello, everyone, and happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday, and happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday. So here is today's topic.
So today we're going to talking about we will be talking about from sarcasticity to a strategy. How a start investing change your future.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So, before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hello everyone. My name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, hi. My name is Yesenia, but everyone knows me as Jessie. I'm a nurse by professional. I live here in Ontario, Canada. Original from Cuba. I also have my business online. I'm a mentor as well.
Hello, good morning, happy Thursday. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico. I live in North Carolina, USA. I am a wife, a mother, a proud digital business owner, and a mentor.
Yes, so we also want to remind everyone that every Tuesdays and every Thursdays we have our live webinar. So if you want to learn how you to kind of start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is just register into any of the websites that appears on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar, which we happen to have one tonight at 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So it's the same time for Tuesdays and Thursdays. So those are the 2 days that we have our live webinar. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to our live webinar. That one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday, one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. The second link that you receive there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot catch the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you're probably wondering, so what is it that we're going to find out on the webinar? So, on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also, you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So, let's find out who are the hosts and panelists for tonight's live webinar.
Okay, our host for today will be Elena. She is a stay at home mom, and she has been a job quitter for over 6 years now, thanks to this business. We're also going to have Mari Chu. She's an online business owner. Rosalind is a chef, and Nur Jaha is a stay-at-home mom as well.
We also will have Myrna. She's an accountant. Alivina, she's an educator. And Rebecca is a retired teacher, mental health worker. So all these people, all these beautiful women are going to be today on our webinar. Remember, today's Thursday, August 28th, and we have always the same time every Tuesdays and Thursdays. So times are 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And the only thing you have to do to get access to the webinar is register with your name and your email to any of our websites or link, and we will send you the information.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Jesse. And yes, our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And our replays have subtitles in several languages. So there you go. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business, all you have to do is uh, register with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. Okay, so we have a comment here from Narcisse and no. So thank you for the comment. Thank you for watching. Um, okay, so let's dive into our topic for today.
Our topic is shift from scarcity to a smart investing in your future.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So, welcome again to another episode of the Latin Voices. So, today we want to dive into something that affects so many of us, especially those of us raised to believe that playing it safe is the only way forward. So, today's topic is all about shifting from a mindset of scarcity to one of smart investing in yourself, your future, and your freedom. So that's what we are going to be talking today. So, what are today's point?
So today's points are, first point we're going to talk is about sarcasticity, and it's a learned belief. We're going to talk that it's not a fact, okay? Point number two, investing in yourself pays the high return, and we will tell you why. And the point number three, play the long game, not the fear game. We're going to give you some advices, and yeah, hopefully you like it.
Yeah, thank you, Jesse. Yeah, so let's start with point number one. So, the point number one is scarcity is a learned belief, not a fact. So many of us were raised to save every penny, fear debt, and avoid risk. But here is the truth: scarcity is often a mindset, not a reality. Okay, it tells us we can't afford to invest in ourselves or that it's too risky to try something new. Do you know that according to the American Psychological Association, 72% of adults report feeling stressed about money? And often because we have been taught to fear not having enough rather than learning how to create more. Well, here is some takeaway from this. Shifting from scarcity start with reprogramming our mindset. Start asking, how can I afford this investment in my growth? Instead of, can I? Okay, so let's dive in more into this point. So, like we mentioned, scarcity is a learned belief, not a fact. So many of us were raised with a mindset of scarcity. So we were told save every penny, don't take risks, debt is dangerous, play it safe, but that programming shapes how we see the world. Okay, it makes us believe money is limited, opportunities are rare, and if we step out of the line, we'll lose everything. So we want to always to be playing safe. But here is the truth: scarcity is not an universal fact; it's a belief system, something that has been put into our minds. Okay, so according to the previous statistic that we mentioned, most of that stress doesn't come from actual poverty, but from fear. Okay, so the fear that we won't have enough, and that fear is taught. It's taught since we are little kids and we keep growing, uh, to play it safe, not to take risk. So think about this: the wealthiest people in the world aren't operating from scarcity; they operate from abundance. So instead of asking, can I afford this? They ask, how can I afford this? How can I create the resources? That small shift in language changes everything. So scarcity tells you to shrink, to play small, to delay your dreams, and abundance empowers you to grow, to invest, to create. And the first step is reprogramming your mindset. Okay, so we have to change that mindset that we have of scarcity and start programming to being more abundance, so taking risks to invest in ourselves. Because many times, we think, oh, no, that's too expensive, but that's an investment in ourselves. We are growing, we are building more income for ourselves. We might not see it right away, but that's the thing. People want to see results on the spot, but it doesn't happen that way. It takes time. Um, so instead of repeating, I can afford it, start asking yourself, what would it take for me to make this possible? And a good example of this is, we have mentioned in other lives. When we went to Japan, we saw this leader from India, and India is a poor country, and he wanted to invest, but he didn't have the money, of course, because it's a poor country, and the investment was too big for India. However, he wanted to change his life and his family's life. So he didn't thought about like, oh, I don't have money, how can I afford this? He make it happen. And it doesn't matter how long it took him to uh, put together that amount that he needed for his investment, but he did it because he shifted his mindset. He wasn't thinking about now in the present time, he was thinking about a future. He had a vision. And that's the difference. When you have a vision that you see the return of investment not in a short period of time, but on a long term. And today he's very successful. So it took him, I think it was like 3 months. Am I correct, Isabel?
Yes.
Yeah, 3 months to accumulate the investment that he needed. And he made it possible. And today he's successful. So it's all about shifting our mindset. So here the takeaway is scarcity is learned, which means it can also be unlearned. Okay. So you can also remove those beliefs. So when you shift your mindset from fear to possibility, you'll begin to see doors that were always there. You just didn't have the courage to open them. And that is true. Well, a good point of that is, we are always talking here about this, but some people will see the opportunity and some people won't see it. But it's because, that mindset that you have to shift. And like I mentioned before, people is so used to when want to see results right away, but it doesn't happen that way. But what they don't see is the return of investment on the long term. So that's why we have to start shifting that mindset. Okay, so let's move on to the second point.
Okay, so the second point, investing in yourself pays the highest return. And this one, when you invest in your growth, um, whether it's education, mentorship, or launching a digital business, you're not spending money. You're building assets that multiply over time. That's the way we have to see it, as an investment and what it can give you, with time. So Forbes found that people who invest in personal development increase their income by up to 18% annually. That's not luck. It's the compound effect of choosing growth over comfort again and again. And see, it is a lot of people always say when they see other people having success, they always say, oh, they're so lucky. But we really don't know what those people are doing. How are they getting there? It's not luck. Everything is a progress, right? So they're probably investing a lot in themselves, because when you do that, you start seeing growth, because you're choosing growth over comfort. A lot of people love to be on their comfort zone and they're so afraid to walk out of that. And so when you don't do that, you stay in the same place. You're not going to see that growth. So, like for me, this truth became real when I decided to invest in myself. And even when it felt risky, I didn't come, from a background of financial abundance. I didn't come from a family of business background. I didn't come from a family of professionals. So spending on courses, mentorship, and business tools wasn't easy for me. But I realized that waiting for the perfect time was actually costing me more. Every step I took, I was learning new skills and applying systems. Starting a digital business opens the doors I didn't know existed. Because back before I started this business, I didn't know, about so many of the things I'm doing. And I have gained so much confidence just from investing time in my growth. And that is something that no employment can give me. It couldn't give me the confidence I have in me and the belief that I have that I can achieve anything because of the mindset shift that I'm doing, the personal growth, reading all these books, connecting with people who have the same goals as me, and we're working towards them together. So that has made a huge impact in myself. And That's the beauty of a digital business. It's scalable, automated, it works beyond your hours, and you're just not trading time for money anymore, because that's what we're doing when we have a 9 to 5. When you're an employee, you're trading time for money. And with a business, you're not doing that anymore. And you decide, this business adapts so well to your life that even when you have a 9 to 5, you can still do this business on the side. So you're creating income streams that can grow while you sleep. And that's what everybody wants, right? So the takeaway for this one is, smart investing isn't about the stock market or real estate. It's about you, okay? Because you are the asset that appropriates the most when nurtured. So we want to nurture ourselves, just like you when you well, if you don't have, how a baby or a plant, or even if you have a pet, you have to nurture them, you have to give them love, you have to feed them, you have to take care of them, and they'll grow into a healthy being, right? So it's the same with a business, and it's the same with you. When you nurture yourself, when you really dedicate time to you, then you're gonna be growing, right? And you're gonna be gaining skills, gaining confidence. And when you grow, your family, your community, and your future grows with you too. So that's what I want to share for this point, and I hope it really resonates with you, because just think about this: when you choose growth over comfort again and again, you're going to see that compound effect.
Thank you, Isabel. Okay, so now let's move on to our point number three.
All right. So our point number three is about play the long game, not the fear game. What are we saying this? What are we talk like? What are we mean with this? Okay. Remember, sarcasticity will push you to chase quick fix. Okay. But the true wealth, the true freedom, the true time, the true peace comes from a smart, patient decision. So according to Gallup, 87% of millennials say financial success mean freedom to live how they want, not just the income. Okay, that shift in value means that we need to make decisions today that align with the life that we want in 5, 10, 20 years from now. Okay, so in other words, instead of asking what the cheapest option is, ask yourself, what will set me free in the long term? That's how smart investing begins. Okay. So let's dig in a little bit with maybe my crazy words, what all of this mean. Okay. In my opinion, sometimes we see we call it like a quick solution, but that doesn't mean that it's going to get resolved. Many people today make decision about out of fear, the fear of losing money, the fear of failure, the fear of wasting time. But that fear base is a decision, that it will not build your future, you will not build that strong future. So a lot of people will say, how I say here, I can risk it, I can do this, I cannot do this, I cannot risk it. But what we should start saying, I'm able to do it, I can do it, what can I do to make it happen? I'll remember, it's a saying that you plant the seed now, you plant it now, you will not see the fruits right away, you have to harvest later. So uh to win, you don't chase it with the quick fixes, here and there, but that will not completely give you the results that you want. There are the ones, if you plant the seed, you nurture them and you wait, you will see, and then you will harvest on the real, like on the right season. You don't want to harvest tomato on winter time. if you don't have it out there, if you have it out there with the winter and the snow and everything, you will not be able to harvest. You have to wait until summertime, or you have to create like a room, so the tomatoes and the plants have the atmosphere or the ambience to grow, like it's gonna be warm. So you have to create like a garden on the side with all this available, all this situation to make it happen that the tomato grow. Okay, so if you want to do that in life, you will not expect it to have it right away. You have to create the condition to make it happen. um a lot of people also delay, their dreams, they believe, because they have that fear, that and they tell themselves, and I did myself a long time ago, I will do it later, maybe in 3 years from now, I'm not ready yet, you know so if it's that, I understand you, because I did that. I told myself that, but I start changing my mindset, and I start asking me what I'm not ready, what can I do to be able to be ready. And I think, as I said before, there are other ways. You invest in yourself, you invest in your education. There are steps that we can do to make it happen. Okay, and then when 3 or 4 years come in, we say, oh my gosh, what didn't I start like 3 years ago when I knew about it, or why didn't did it like last year. So you regret no starting earlier. So instead of seeing that the difficult decision, the difficult situation, you say, okay, I broke my leg or I sprinted, you know but that doesn't mean I cannot walk. What can I do to make my leg strong? What can I do to make my ankle strong? I'm going to start doing my exercise. I'm going to start doing my rehabilitation. You start doing steps to get it happen. You have to do the same with your life. So I think we have talked about this before. One of the things that make my mind going, like I say yes to this business, one of the things is I ask myself, what will I be in 5 years from now? I have the answer, because I was seeing with my coworkers as a nurse. They were there. They were having that same lifestyle for 10, 15 years. They have 2 to 3 jobs. They were barely able to make the pay the bills, and was overworked, over exhausted, burn out. And I see myself in 5 or 10 years doing the same thing. So I made that switch, and I want something different. I make it happen. So I ask myself, what can I do right now that in 5 to 10 years I will not be on that situation? And the answer, it came so clear. The answer I can be my own boss, and I can help others at the same time. So stop playing the fear game, is start playing the long game. Ask yourself, so you can see your future self succeeding, and you will see that future self will thank you for taking that first step, for taking that decision to make it happen. And I think that's it.
Thank you, Jesse. Okay, so let's find out what is our takeaway for this topic.
Okay, here's our takeaway. If you've been stuck in survival mode, we want you to know you have the power to change your money story. So start small, start smart, but start.
Yes, and our message for the audience.
And if you are ready to explore a system that helps many people to build freedom without the burnout, message out right now the word future, and we will show you how it works. We will show you the step by step, and remember, no pressure.
Thank you, Jesse. Okay, so we have arrived to the end of our life. So hopefully you got inspired and you learned that, a scarcity is a belief that it was programmed in our minds, but it can be also unlearned. So you can shift that. And also, we also talk about how you can turn, a scarcity into a smart investing. So we talk about the strategies, how to do that. So Isabel and Jesse talk about the other 2 points. Um, so yeah, so hopefully you learned something from today's and start shifting that mindset. If you were in the scarcity mindset, I think a lot of us we start with that because that's how we got programmed, until we start learning more, and that's why it's important to learn, because as you learn, you start growing, you start seeing in front of you opportunities, and that's part of working on your mindset. Okay, so thank you again for all the people that has watched live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. To our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. So if you want to learn more about this online business opportunity, here are 3 ways that you can do that. So you can either put in the comments more info, you can send us a private message and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have, or you can register directly into our websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar, which we happen to have one tonight. So it's every Tuesdays and Thursdays at the same time, which is 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain 2 links. So the first one is to register to the live webinar. That one will take you to a page that will have 2 buttons, one for Tuesday, one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. And the second link that you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. So now you're probably wondering, so what is it we're going to find out on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who will be the host and panelists for tonight's live webinar.
Okay, tonight for our live webinar, we will have Elena as our host. She's a stay-at-home mom and a job quitter for over 6 years now, thanks to this business. We're also going to have Marichu. She's an online business owner. Rosalind is a chef. And Noor Jaha is a stay-at-home mom as well.
We also have Merma, she's an accountant. Alvina, an educator, and Rebecca, a retired teacher on the mental health worker. So all these beautiful people are going to be today, Thursday, August 28th, on a live webinar. Remember, we have live webinar every Tuesdays and Thursday, same time, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to learn how to start your own business, register with your name and email to any our website, and we send you the information.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Jesse. And so if you're catching tonight's live webinar, our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And if you're catching the replay because you cannot make it to tonight's live webinar, that's not a problem. Our replay has subtitles in several languages. So there you go. So now you know, if you want to learn more about this online business opportunity, here are 3 ways. So put in the comments more info, send us a private message, or register directly into our website. So we want to say thank you to the like emojis of Omega Albuid, Warikeri, Joy, Ernest Oladel. So thank you so much for all your like emojis and for watching the live with us today. If you're watching us from Facebook and you guys are not following us on our business page, you can follow us up here on the top to get to know us a little bit more who we are and what type of content we put in our pages. If you're watching us from YouTube and you haven't subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe to our channel and press that notification bell to get notified when we post new content and when we are going live. So that way you keep learning more about this online business opportunity. And when you feel ready, we'll be here to guide you as a mentor, and you're not going to be alone because you're going to have us and also an entire global online community. So that's the beauty of it. All right, so let's find out what is our topic for next Thursday.
Our topic for next Thursday is resilience,
Community.
comunidad, community, heart, and our culture is made for this.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jesse. And so we have arrived to the end of our life. So don't miss next Thursday's topic. We're going to be talking about that. And also tomorrow, we also have Voces Latinas in Spanish. So if you want to listen to that, and we have one after this one, we have another Voces Latinas. So thank you again for being here with us today. So we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday, and a happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday, and a happy and blessed weekend ahead for everyone. So thank you again, and until the next episode of the
Latin
Latin
voices.
voices.
Bye everyone. God bless you, and thank
God
you for
bless.
watching.